Welcome to Mindset and Money, the podcast for entrepreneurs ready to transform their mindset for success in life and business.
Yeah, in each episode, we dive into actionable strategies from top mindset and business experts,
Breaking down key insights from best-selling books,
influential videos.
proven methods to fuel your growth.
We're all about giving you the tools to build not just a thriving business, but a resilient, success-driven mindset. That's what we're going to be focusing on today.
Today, we are doing a deep dive into Alex Hormozi's advice from his video.
If you want 2025 to be the best year of your life,
Please watch this video.
this video is absolutely packed with advice for entrepreneurs looking to level up.
And we're going to break it down to see how these principles can help you as an entrepreneur achieve success in your business.
Absolutely. Hormozi doesn't sugarcoat anything. He really gets to the core of what it takes to succeed.
We're going to extract the most potent strategies and get you thinking differently about your path to success. Okay, let's unpack this. Hormozi kicks things off by talking about eliminating distractions. I was particularly struck by how he connects this to your calendar and spending habits.
Oh, yeah.
He says they reveal your true priorities, not just what you say you want. I know I've definitely been guilty of saying I want one thing, but my actions showing something totally different.
It's so common, isn't it? It's easy to get caught up in the idea of success, but where we actually investing our time and money, that's what truly reflects our priorities and ultimately dictates our outcomes in business.
And he doesn't just stop at finances and time management. He dives into toxic relationships, time-wasting activities, really pushing entrepreneurs to assess what's truly serving their goals. This is particularly relevant for entrepreneurs, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. As entrepreneurs, we need to be laser focused. That means ruthlessly cutting out anything that doesn't contribute to our goals. Whether that's negative people, unproductive habits, or even opportunities that distract us from our core mission. What's fascinating here is how he frames commitment. He defines it as the elimination of alternatives. Think about getting married. You're eliminating the possibility of being with anyone else. That's a powerful commitment to succeed in business. We need that same level of commitment to our goals.
He even gives 5 specific questions to ask yourself to determine if a friend is worth keeping.
Oh, wow.
Do they share your scale of ambition and your level of dedication?
Okay.
Do their actions match their words?
Okay.
Do they inspire you to become a better version of yourself? Do you feel energized or drained after spending time with them?
Yeah.
It's tough to face those questions, but it's about surrounding yourself with people who elevate you and support your vision.
It's about building a network that empowers you, not one that holds you back. He doesn't sugarcoat the reality of that journey, though. He talks about how as you grow and evolve, you might outgrow certain relationships. It can be lonely at times, but it's often in those periods of solitude that you make the most progress. This is where that unwavering commitment to your goals becomes so crucial.
It can be really hard, though, to tune out those external voices and focus on what you deem important, especially when those voices are coming from people you care about. It's that whole starving artist phenomenon, right? Successful people are often misunderstood, labeled work-obsessed by those who don't share their drive. How do you suggest entrepreneurs navigate that disconnect?
What I find particularly insightful is his point about delaying gratification.
Yeah.
He actually links it to intelligence, the ability to work towards a goal without needing immediate reward that takes discipline and foresight.
It's so true. I can definitely see how that applies to the long and often challenging journey of building a successful business. You need to be able to stay focused on the long-term vision, even when you're not seeing immediate results.
He dives into this idea of reference groups, the people you compare yourself to.
I like that.
He argues that the people we want to impress often hold us back. We make decisions based on what they would think rather than what serves our goals. And this can be a huge obstacle for entrepreneurs. We're constantly bombarded with images of success on social media, and it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing ourselves to others.
It's like we're trying to keep up with the Joneses of the entrepreneurial world. We end up chasing validation from the wrong people instead of staying focused on what truly matters for our businesses. He even goes so far as to say, winners focus on winning, losers focus on winners.
That's good.
It's a harsh truth, but it highlights the importance of directing your energy toward your path, not getting distracted by what others are doing.
It's about developing that inner armor, that resilience to criticism and comparison, because the more you achieve, the more some people will try to tear you down. They see your success as a reflection on their own lack of it, and that can be hard to handle, especially for entrepreneurs who are often putting themselves out there in a very public way.
It's so easy to get caught up in what other people think, but as Hormozi points out, you never receive hate from above, always below. Those who are ahead of you are too focused on their own goals to be concerned with yours.
Exactly. It's crucial to cultivate that unshakable belief in yourself, especially in the beginning. You might be the only one who truly sees your vision, but that unwavering belief will fuel you through those early challenges, which are often the most difficult to overcome as an entrepreneur.
He shares a story about his father, who had to overcome incredible setbacks to become a doctor. He failed medical school twice, had to start over in a new country, worked minimum wage jobs even though he was a trained surgeon.
Right.
And what's remarkable is that despite all those challenges, he never gave up.
Yeah.
He saw those setbacks as opportunities to learn and adapt. And that's a powerful mindset shift that any entrepreneur can benefit from.
Yeah, I agree.
It really highlights that success isn't linear. There will be detours. There will be moments when you feel like giving up, but it's about having the grit to keep going even when you can't see the finish line. And I think that's something that every entrepreneur can relate to.
It connects back to Hormozi's point about the value of despair. It's in those moments of darkness when we're forced to confront our limitations that we often find the strength to push through. That's when we discover what we're truly capable of as entrepreneurs.
He reminds us that even the most successful entrepreneurs have faced failure. In fact, he argues that having a failure resume is a good thing.
Yeah, it's counterintuitive, but those failures are packed with valuable lessons. They teach us what doesn't work, they reveal our blind spots, and they force us to innovate. Each failure brings you closer to that one win that changes everything.
He even quotes Jeff Bezos, who said, "The difference between baseball and business is that in baseball, the most runs you can get is 4. In business, you can score 1,000 runs, meaning the potential for success is limitless." And I think that's really encouraging for entrepreneurs because it means that even if you strike out a few times, you still have the potential to hit a grand slam.
And those big wins, those 1,000-run hits, often come after a string of strikeouts. The willingness to experiment, to fail, to learn, that's what sets the stage for those massive breakthroughs. It's about embracing that long-tailed distribution of returns. Not every swing will connect, but when it does, it can be game-changing.
That's such a great analogy, and it really speaks to the importance of persistence and resilience in entrepreneurship.
Exactly. It's about having that long-term vision and understanding that success is a journey, not a destination. And that brings us to the next crucial element, getting better.
He says, connections, money, looks, intelligence. Those are all great. But you can beat someone with all of those things if they have one trait, an insatiable desire to improve. It's about being a perpetual student, always seeking to expand your skill set, especially in the fast-paced world of business where things are constantly changing, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And he stresses that improvement takes dedicated effort. He says, ambitious people buy skills. And what's the currency for those skills, time and money? We have to be intentional about where we invest those precious resources.
He even talks about how he invested $110,000 in education coaches, masterminds programs, even when he didn't have a lot to spare. He saw it as paying down his ignorance tax, shortening the learning curve by learning from others' mistakes.
Yeah.
I know a lot of entrepreneurs are hesitant to invest in themselves, especially early on. What would you say to them?
It's a brilliant way to frame it. Every skill we acquire, every lesson we learn. It's like buying time. We're accelerating our progress by leveraging the knowledge of those who have gone before us. And for entrepreneurs, time is truly our most valuable asset.
He doesn't just stop at formal education, though he emphasizes the importance of surrounding yourself with people who are more skilled than you. He's even moved geographically to be closer to mentors and experts in his field, which is pretty extreme, but it shows his dedication.
What's fascinating is how he views those relationships as an investment, too. He's willing to give away his time and expertise in exchange for the opportunity to learn from others. It's a win-win situation. I think a lot of entrepreneurs could benefit from that perspective.
And his advice on betting big on yourself is so powerful. He says, don't invest in Dogecoin, don't even invest in the S&P 500, invest in the 500, invest in you. That really resonated with me.
It's about recognizing that you are your most valuable asset. Every dollar, every hour invested in your own growth yields exponential returns. He even goes so far as to say, spend all your money on education for as long as you possibly can until you can't even spend the money because you're making too much of it.
I love that it's like the ultimate goal for any entrepreneur, right? To be making so much money that you can't even spend it all on your own growth. He's not just talking about formal courses or programs. Either he talks about actively seeking out challenges, pushing yourself to learn new things, even if it means failing along the way. It's that growth mindset that's so essential for entrepreneurship.
And he gives this amazing example of how to accelerate your learning. Imagine you're assigned a task that's due in a week.
Good.
Could you condense that learning into a single day? break it down, focus intensely, and push yourself to achieve that same outcome in a fraction of the time. I think that's a great challenge for any entrepreneur.
He even challenges listeners to work 30 days straight, 10 to 12 hours a day. It's about proving to yourself what you're capable of, breaking through those mental barriers and tapping into that next level of commitment. That's a pretty intense challenge, though. Do you think it's really necessary to push yourself that hard?
He's not advocating for burnout or sacrificing your well-being, though he's highlighting the importance of having that gear available when you need it, that ability to push through when the stakes are high. And for entrepreneurs, there are definitely times when those all-nighters and extra pushes are necessary.
He acknowledges that this level of dedication isn't for everyone. He says, some of the hoodoo, mental health, whatever, people are going to disagree with me. Also don't give a shit, which is pretty blunt, but I get his point.
He's speaking to a specific audience, entrepreneurs who are driven, ambitious, and willing to do whatever it takes to achieve their goals. It's about understanding your own values and motivations and not letting external voices dictate your path.
He talks about finding fulfillment in the process of building something meaningful and pushing yourself beyond your perceived limitations. He says, there's nothing I get more fulfillment out of than knowing that at the end of the day that I work 16 straight hours, that I have some product that I pulled out of my brain and into the world. And I think that's something that really resonates with a lot of entrepreneurs. It's not just about the money. It's about the creative process, the challenge, the impact you're making.
It's about aligning your actions with your values. If you genuinely find joy in the process of creation, in the challenge of pushing your boundaries, then that's where your energy should be directed.
He cautions against the allure of passive income, especially when you're starting out. He says you should learn how to make money while you're awake before trying to learn how to make it while you sleep. It's about focusing on building the skills and expertise that will generate real wealth, which is really important for entrepreneurs to understand.
He emphasizes the importance of building a solid foundation of mastering the fundamentals before seeking shortcuts or easy wins. It's about developing that earning power that will sustain you long term.
He talks about being dead broke but rich in skills, prioritizing knowledge and expertise over immediate financial gain. It's about investing in the long game, knowing that those skills will pay dividends for years to come.
It's a powerful reminder that our value isn't determined by our bank balance, but by our ability to create, to solve problems, to contribute to the world. Those are the assets that no one can take away from us.
And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, staying focused. He acknowledges that this is a constant battle, comparing it to beating addiction. It's not a one-time victory, it's a daily commitment.
He says staying focused is like beating addiction. It's not a one-time victory. You have to fight it all day, every day, then wake up and do it again tomorrow.
And he highlights the importance of saying no to distractions, to opportunities that don't align with your goals, even to well-meaning people who might hold you back. This is something I personally struggle with. There are always so many shiny objects to chase as an entrepreneur. How do you stay focused when there's always something new and exciting popping up? It can be so hard to say no, especially when you're afraid of missing out on an opportunity. But I know that staying focused is key to achieving any significant goal in business.
He stresses that focus is a muscle that needs to be trained. The more we practice saying no to the things that don't serve us, the easier it becomes to stay laser focused on what truly matters.
I think that's a really helpful way to think about it. It's like building any other skill. It takes practice and consistency. He talks about the value of despair, that point in the journey where things get really tough and most people give up.
Right.
But it's precisely in those moments when we're willing to push through the discomfort that we often make the most progress.
He describes the process beautifully. You start with uninformed optimism, then move to informed pessimism as you encounter challenges and setbacks. It's tempting to quit at that point, to go back to chasing shiny objects and quick fixes.
Oh, yeah.
But if you persist, if you push through that valley of despair, that's where you find the real gold.
I think every entrepreneur has experienced that valley of despair at some point in their journey. It's that moment when you question everything, when you wonder if it's all worth it. But the entrepreneurs who succeed are the ones who find a way to push through that darkness and come out stronger on the other side. He shares his own journey with his podcast, how it took him 3 years and hundreds of episodes to gain any traction. He could have quit, he could have given up, but he kept going, trusting that consistency and dedication would eventually pay off.
And that's a crucial lesson for all entrepreneurs. Success rarely happens overnight. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes the willingness to keep showing up even when you don't see immediate results.
Right.
It's about having that unwavering faith in your vision and the commitment to see it through no matter what.
And it's so inspiring to see that kind of dedication pay off. It gives me hope for my own entrepreneurial journey. He reminds us that Nothing hard lasts forever. You either quit, it gets easier, or you get better. It's a simple but powerful truth. No matter how challenging things might seem, there's always a way forward.
It's about shifting our perspective. Instead of seeing challenges as roadblocks, we can choose to view them as opportunities for growth. Each obstacle we overcome makes us stronger, more resilient, and better equipped to handle whatever comes next.
I love that it's all about how we choose to frame the challenges we face. And he gives a great rule of thumb for dealing with those challenges. When it's easy, do more. When it's hard, do different. It's about capitalizing on momentum, pushing yourself to keep growing, and finding creative solutions when you hit a wall. It's something that every entrepreneur should keep in mind.
It's about being adaptable, about constantly evaluating your strategies and making adjustments as needed. It's not about blindly following a plan, it's about being responsive to the ever-changing landscape of business. He even talks about breaking down tasks into manageable chunks, focusing on speed and efficiency. He says, I always like to break things down, whether it's me or my team, into how many hours and minutes something's going to take. And then I like to stack those things back and forth. And rather than using arbitrary deadlines of, okay, let's get this done by next week, you use actual deadlines based on how long it should take.
It's about taking a more strategic approach to time management and productivity, which is so important for entrepreneurs who are often juggling multiple priorities. He shares some of the skills he's currently working on, reinforcing cultural norms as his company scales and mastering the art of recruiting top talent. It's a reminder that even at his level of success, the learning never stops.
It's about having that growth mindset, that insatiable curiosity and desire to keep expanding your horizons. It's about recognizing that there's always more to learn, always room for improvement, no matter how much you've already achieved.
He shares a powerful Haitian proverb, behind mountains are more mountains. Meaning, success isn't a destination, it's a journey. There's always another peak to climb, another challenge to conquer.
It's about embracing that continuous cycle of growth and evolution. It's about finding joy in the process of striving in the pursuit of excellence rather than chasing a fixed endpoint. It's about falling in love with the journey of entrepreneurship with all its ups and downs.
He even goes so far as to say, the lazy don't know how to start, the losers don't know how to finish, and the legends don't know how to stop. It's about choosing which category you want to belong to.
It's a powerful call to action. It's about making that conscious choice to step into your greatness, to embrace the journey, and to never stop pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
And he gives such a practical framework for staying the course. He shared 13 key principles he gave to a group of aspiring entrepreneurs. It's all about taking action, embracing the process, and focusing on continuous improvement.
He emphasized the importance of following instructions, being resourceful, sharing solutions with others, and understanding that excitement fades, but the work remains. It's about having that relentless drive to keep moving forward even when the initial motivation wears off.
He also talked about the rule of 100, taking 100 actions each day toward your goals, whether it's reaching out to potential customers, creating content, or investing in advertising. It's about building that momentum through consistent effort.
And he stressed the importance of embracing the transformative power of work. He says, your work works on you more than you work on it. You are the product that's getting built more than anything that you're actually putting into your business. Remember that.
It's a powerful reminder that the process of building a business is also about building ourselves. We develop resilience, grit, and problem-solving skills that extend far beyond the realm of entrepreneurship.
He also talked about the importance of starting small, leaning into pain as a catalyst for improvement, and eliminating complaining. It's about adopting a solution-oriented mindset and focusing on what you can control.
And one of the most potent pieces of advice he gave was to learn from those who have already succeeded. He says, literally thousands of people have already succeeded. You are not special. Repeat the same activities, and you will be able to repeat the same outcomes.
It's about recognizing that success leaves clues. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We can model our strategies on those who have already achieved what we desire. It's about leveraging the collective wisdom of those who have gone before us.
He encourages entrepreneurs to document their reasons for persevering, reminding themselves why they embarked on this journey in the first place. It's about staying connected to your purpose, your vision, and using that as fuel to keep going when things get tough.
And he reminds us that business is shockingly simple but surprisingly hard. It's about focusing on the fundamentals, providing value-building relationships, and consistently executing on your strategies. But it's also about having the tenacity and discipline to persevere through challenges and setbacks.
And ultimately, it all comes down to one thing: just win. It's about having that unwavering belief in yourself, that commitment to seeing things through no matter what obstacles you encounter along the way.
It's about defining what winning means for you and relentlessly pursuing that vision. It's about celebrating every victory, big or small, and using those successes to fuel your momentum. It's about embracing the journey, the challenges and the triumphs, and knowing that you have the power to create the life and business of your dreams.
So after this deep dive into Alex Hormozi's powerful advice, what really sticks with you? What one action are you going to take today to eliminate distractions and invest in your growth?
Remember, as Hormozi says, success is a marathon, not a sprint. Start running. Keep running and never stop learning. And before you go, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future mindset and management. Money Deep Dives will help you navigate the best advice out there so you can focus on building the business of your dreams.
See you next time.